This is More Knowledge, More Wealth with your host, Gabriel Shahin. Gabriel is a certified financial planner and a registered investment advisor at Falcon Wealth Planning. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this broadcast and does not represent that the services or securities discussed are suitable for any investor. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the broadcast in the process of making a full informed investment decision. Now here's your host, Gabriel Shahin.
Good day. This is Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. My job is to go over the knowledge you need to increase your wealth. Now, to the listener, you can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can go on our Knowledge Center, which gives you a direct link to YouTube, where we've had well over 1 million views, multiple videos that help answer the questions that you have. And if you want to put an inquiry so we can talk about it on the show or create a Knowledge Center video, please send your inquiry to radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. And also you can go get this episode, any one of our previous episodes on Spotify, podcasts, you name it, folks. Now, I'm the president of Falcon Wealth Planning. We are a fee-only, non-commissioned, true fiduciary, folks. And we talk about all important topics of personal finance. That's where you are today, how retirement looks like, investments, estate planning, insurance, folks, you name it. Anything that involves a dollar sign, we can help you with. And we are offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost to help relate this show to your specific situation. And we have offices all across the country that we can help you with. Folks, give us a buzz. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, where we can help answer those questions that you have to help with your financial situation. Folks, lots to go over today. I thought I would just kind of go over big picture items here. And this is about just the state of California. They said if you have like 50 chains or more, if you own a restaurant, 50 chains. So just think about a McDonald's, because what I'm about to talk about actually references McDonald's, where they're saying they have to pay $20 an hour. $20 an hour for minimum wage for fast food workers. Kind of crazy. Now, it sounds like a fair comment, I guess, like they were trying to help everybody, but look what happens, right? Now, like a sit-down restaurant may be cheaper than a McDonald's, right? It's like, what do you value more? Well, maybe you just want your food and want it quick, and you know what to expect with McDonald's. It's like an assembly line of food over there. But the costs now are going to have to go up because the cost to make your food is that much more expensive. It's kind of crazy that a number one at McDonald's, the Big Mac meal, could literally be $15. I mean, I literally remember $2.99, and I ain't that old. And so taking a look at just what's happening right now, McDonald's, as Forbes wrote, the unintended consequences are there are job cuts that are currently having at McDonald's. Reduced hours, by the way. Now, reduced hours is like a couple things, because now that's reduced benefits. So maybe instead of having 5 workers at a restaurant that were working at one time, it could be 4 people at a restaurant working at one time. And so now with that, if somebody was 40 hours a week and now they're 30 hours a week, potentially they could be losing on benefits, 401k matches, and so on and so forth. So they're saving money that way too. The last piece is a lot of these stores are going through AI. They're actually going through automation, to be specific, and having you take orders at kiosks, which are less time for staff. You actually, and I've gone in with my kids because they still have the playground over there. And so literally you try to talk to a worker, it's hard to like flag one of these people down anymore. They don't want you doing that. It's wasting their time. So this is the consequences of putting together this type of fiscal policy. Sure, who wouldn't want everybody to make a little bit more money? Costs are going up through the roof, especially in the state of California. But have they thought their decisions through fully? And what do I mean by that is, look at who is the loser in this situation. It's all full circle. You and I are the loser. The costs of us are going up. And the cost of inflation happens in two manners: monetary policy. This could be interest rates going up. This could be, that's probably the biggest one, I should say, is just interest rates, policy changes, withholding money, borrowing from the banks. So making the money supply more so it's easier for them to lend. And then the fiscal policy, which is true law changes. This increases costs for everybody, helping a subset of people but hurting the majority. These are the items here that most people don't look at. They don't understand the consequence of what that can be. It's funny because I always say money doesn't disappear, right? It just shifts. So less people may be going to McDonald's, and maybe they go more to hole in the wall place fast food. Why? Well, because if they don't have more than 20 locations, or 50 locations, then they don't have to pay $20 minimum wage. I know, I believe it's Pickup Sticks in Southern California, I should say all of California, closed down some of the worst performing locations just so they could be under the 50 offices, the 50 locations. Now, I'm curious the type of people that would work at Pickup Sticks versus a McDonald's. Are you going to get lower quality people? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. All I can tell you is the consequences of this now are us. We are the losers. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here and every weekend. And we're talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today we are talking about just consequences of law changes that are happening. And actually, I'll go as far as saying just changes that happen in business models. I'll give you an example. Full service gas stations. People used to come out there and pump your gas on your behalf. Maybe clean the windshield and ask for a tip. Maybe it was worth it. Maybe they charge an extra, well, back then, maybe 2 or 3 cents because you're getting that full service. You just stay in your car. Curious if I wasn't around back then. I'm curious if you actually kept your car running back then, if that were to happen, but let's not digress. So now they don't have that as much. Actually, I'll take it a step further because I don't see that anywhere here in Arizona, Southwest Nevada, California, and so on. Let's take it a step further. Now people are going away from that. Not even is it more like not full service, but now people are not even going that route because they're charging their cars electronically at their house. The EV market is continuing to grow. Now, I don't know if we have the infrastructure nationwide, let alone worldwide, for all the electricity that's required, but that doesn't matter in this conversation. The idea is things are changing. Laws are changing. Costs are ever changing, forever changing. And what are you doing about it? How are you leveraging yourself accordingly? And this is an important concept here. When this happens, right, and a McDonald's has to increase their costs, number one. Number two, start cutting staff and going automated services. We'll call it AI or just through automation. By the way, automation, AI, they don't call in sick, right? You don't have to train them, right? They work 24/7. There's no break or wage and hour laws there. So there's benefits to that. When you make it more difficult for a business to run, businesses will find ways to succeed. They will find ways to make money. So when you do that, McDonald's now will get more gross profits, and they'll have to net more money. They would have to net more because that money that they net is going to be needed to buy more burgers, to help with more staff and the locations as everything is increasing in price. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a hedge against inflation. Whether it is a Chipotle, whether it's a McDonald's, whether it's a Target, whether it's a Walmart, whether it's a Ford or a Tesla. Companies are perfect hedges for inflation. As their costs go up, they sell the goods that they have or services higher, which makes their gross more, which makes their net more, which makes the stock market price higher. These are the things of a byproduct that you have to take a look at when you're building your portfolio. There are certain industries out there that said enough is enough. I'll give you an example. A movie theater. The real estate they have for a movie theater is ginormous. I'm going to guess 100,000 square feet is a movie theater. Maybe 200,000, maybe 300,000 square feet for these really big 24 seat or screen theaters. But people are like, I'm not going to spend $50 to go watch a movie, let alone buying popcorn and whatever. It could be $100 to go out to the movie. People are thinking to themselves, I do not want to do that. I don't care about inflation. This is why you've seen the AMC theaters and the Edwards theaters and some of these other ones locally that have closed down. It's just you have to add more value. Why? Because you can wait 2 or 3 months and catch it on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever, HBO Max or whatever they call it these days. What are you doing differently to catch up with the times to see if the way you invested in the past is going to help you for tomorrow? Most people don't think that way and they don't look at it that way. This is why we recommend to talk to a financial advisor. Get financial help. Get somebody to take a look at what you're doing, how you're invested, and to make sure you're invested for the future. Times are changing. Look what happened to Blockbuster. What could happen to Macy's is like hard to find these days. I should focus more on Sears, Robinson's, Dillard's. Remember those? Amazon feel like put them out of business. A lot of brick and mortar locations are struggling now because of that. Look at Radio Shack. Best Buy almost went out of business. I remember Circuit City. They're out of business. So there'll be a last few that stick around. Talk to a financial professional. Would be happy to help. Give you 1 to 2 hours, 1 to 2 meetings of our time at no cost. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com. You can put in your information right there on our front page. We'll inquire and answer those questions for you because we see it time and time again, guys. Something as simple as just a Forbes article has ramifications on multiple things, including your money, let alone your experience that you have at the stores, that you have with your family, that what you do in your spare time. But it's not going to end here. We're in a situation right now where we're trying to make it more fair for everybody. I'm not saying I agree with all of it. I understand the logic. Yet again, I may not agree with it, but I get it. You have those with a lot of money and those with very little money. But you know who gets squeezed? Those in the middle. Because if you really have a lot of money, who cares? Right? Who cares if the price really goes up? You can afford it. It's the ones in the middle that are consistently being squeezed. And by the way, the ones at the bottom, they get hurt extremely. I mean, very high impact. So you got to take a look at your situation and see what could you do to enhance your situation. And sometimes it's not all about the stock market. When we come back, we're going to talk about ways that can help with your financial situation that you could actually take and utilize automation, AI to help in your situation. We'll be right back after a few words.
This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner and President of Falcon Wealth Planning. We wanted to offer you a free financial assessment for listening to the show so you can help relate it to your specific situation. We offer multiple services such as retirement planning, where you are today, how retirement looks like, talking about Social Security, real estate, planning, even if you own a business, talking about taxes, not just how to save money today, but also throughout retirement. Talk about investments, making sure you're avoiding those high fees, costs, commissions, and also estate planning and insurance, just making sure you're properly protected if, God forbid, something were to happen. And we're offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time at no cost. Give us a call. We would love to help. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, and fill out the form fill right there on our site. We would love to help you in your financial situation. We look forward to serving you.
Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here, and every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today we spent the time talking about McDonald's, how the minimum cost went up to $20, minimum wage went up to $20 in California locations, and what they ended up doing at McDonald's is they ended up laying people off, reducing hours, and increasing deployment of automation. And it's like, okay, that's what we call the unintended consequences of going to raise costs for the corporation. At the end of the day, the corporation must survive. So then I started thinking, what could you do to enhance your life using automation and technology? Because does anybody ever tell you and help you of a situation of how you can better your situation? How you can utilize maybe some tools that are available for you? All of us have smartphones these days. You can download some AI apps that can maybe help you. Let me kind of give you some examples of a few things that you can utilize AI to just help you save money. For example, did you know you can actually have automated expense tracking? Kind of important. We always talk about a budget. Do you know you're spending $2,000 a month on restaurants? That's a lot of money. That's a mortgage payment for some people. Or if you do own a home, it could be your current mortgage payment, assuming you got it a few years back. Well, versus the grocery store might cost you $1,000. Well, maybe you could take more advantage of eating at home versus going out, or take food with you to work, or so on. So that's number one. Number two, you can actually have personalized budgeting using AI. There is a lot of smart saving recommendations, such as the round-up approach. You know, there's apps out there where if you buy something for $7.79, they'll make it an even $8. And they'll take that extra 21 cents and invest it on your behalf. I mean, you could save thousands of dollars a year because you don't feel 21 cents. But that 21 cents extra on 20 purchases a week over 52 weeks, that can really add up. So just take a look at ways that you can enhance your situation. Here, we're financial planning. Did you know there's ways that we currently use, and AI can even help with this on a very novice sense, but predictive analysis for financial planning? Taking into account what future raises look like, and so on. This is something we do because of our experience, but this is something that also AI does have to offer. Heck, AI has been doing this. That you have companies that even manage money for free. Now, we typically say if you have under 25,000, that could be a fantastic place to start. Might as well take advantage of those. But there is a lot of different things that you could be doing to take advantage of technology. Yet again, I'm focusing on money, right? That's what I do. That's what I focus on. But there are so many different ways that you can even use it for kids and their tutoring, to review data, review information, review spelling. I mean, I hate to say it. Yes, we want our kids to learn, but technology is the future. You think they're not going to use AI to help in a report that they have to do, or an analysis that needs to be done? Heck, I have actually researched it and used it for certain situations for full-on contract building. This has taken a certain subject of business away from the attorneys, our corporate attorneys that we have. I just need a simple document reviewed, or a simple document to be created. And it's really good, I must say. These are the type of things that most people don't know of. You used to have to go through an attorney, or if you have kids, go through a tutor to help with kids and their studies and their school. I mean, do you really remember the 10th grade math that you were doing? And God bless you if you do. Most people do not. Now you can use AI to do it and show the work of how it was done and calculated. How cool is that? You have a child that's struggling with math. Or if you need to do additional research, yeah, we all got Google, but man, it's a lot easier for AI. So taking a look at the tools around you to help enhance your situation, or maybe things that you could save money in, such as tutoring. Putting together an article, time is money, right? Maybe you could put that article into AI and it'll spit out a more condensed version. And you could keep saying, Give it to me in 500 words or less, 100 words or less, 50 words or less. Now you start getting diluted the information in that article. That article could have been 10 pages for a reason, right? But you have to look at, especially if time is money, especially for continually complaining about certain things, why can't we look into a situation where how can it help us make us money versus complaining about all of our costs increasing or jobs being cut? Money doesn't disappear, it shifts. These are the things that I see over time. So how do you build this in your situation, in your portfolio? Because are you still investing in the Procter and Gamble, the Johnson and Johnsons, the Home Depots of the world, the McDonald's of the world? Yeah, sure, people are always going to want to eat, and use the bank, and use the internet. But what more could be added to your situation? What more could be added to your overall portfolio? I'm trying to figure out, just in general, just how could you enhance the quality of life that you currently have using technology? I'm not talking about the automated lawnmower that can mow your lawn. I don't even know if that's a thing. Or the robot that can do the dishes on your behalf. Heck, Tesla claims they have their Optimus Tesla machine that $30,000 may be able to help with these core tasks. I don't know about that, if you ask me. Sounds like Terminator in the making. But are you looking at ways technology, free technology, Google, and so on can help in your situation? By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. This is just the beginning. Costs are going to continue to go up. Regulations going to continue to go up. We may be in a system. I want to say Sweden did this. We're in a system here where there could be global income almost, where there is so many jobs taken by robots and automation or so on, where there could actually be checks given to the citizens from the corporations. They actually piloted this over in Sweden, this social program. And so looking at what can we do to enhance our situation and our skills. One thing I will say our government has become really good at is for those that don't have money, for those that are struggling, to be able to get enough grant money to go to college and school for free. And once you're there, there is a lot of student work programs that are available. And so that can help with the costs. There are so many different ways that you can take a look at how to utilize the system that you're in to enhance your situation. Now, what does that mean for you and I? Does that mean you and I who are working are paying more taxes? Most likely. If we're business owners, does that mean our employees are going to be more expensive? Yeah, I would think so. Does that mean the laws to employ everybody and give more and more breaks and more paid lunches and so on? Yeah, most likely. These things are not going to change, which is why businesses increase their pricing. They notice, like, man, why do we have more work to do? We're still getting paid the same, but yet we have more staff. Well, because there could be more regulation behind that, even with all this enhanced technology. And I'll tell you this, and this is where it separates good companies versus great companies, where you may see something and say, I can't afford that, it's too expensive. Now, the salesman is telling you, or woman, is telling you how you can't afford not to have it. And I like to say, hey, I really love your product, but I also like a Ferrari, but I can't afford a Ferrari, right? Seems logical. But sometimes hearing them out where you tell and understand your business enough where you could say, yeah, I may have to spend $10,000, but it may save the productivity of my team by 20%. Well, if you have 5 people on your team, that 20% productivity means you technically don't need that 5 people. You need 4 people. And that one person could be making $30,000, $40,000 a year. So is that $10,000 investment really that expensive? I get this question all the time when people do a financial plan with us and we do the free financial assessment. When we show them, listen, we're saving you tens of thousands of dollars, situations sometimes of hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're saving that money for you. Yes, we charge a planning fee. You pay $5,000, $10,000, but this plan saves you $50,000 to $100,000. Now, those are planning only cases, right? A lot of people come to us for investment management. But for planning cases, that can be substantial. Yes, it's not something, right? You just mentioned it 1 or 2 meetings. It's not something that can just be done overnight at all. But taking a look at your situation, I think, is huge. And taking a look at a way how you could save money, especially in an industry of increased costs, are something you need to look at. I'll go as far as saying you can't afford to do it, especially since we're offering a free financial assessment to help dig that deep into your situation and dig deep into the strategies that you may not even know that exist. We do this every day. There's probably 50 to 100 core strategies, probably 500 plus actual strategies, but 50 to 100 core strategies that our firm does over and over and over again. We got 20 plus advisors, manage over $1 billion of assets. We can help put this together for you folks. Give us a call. We would love to do it. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where we can help put a plan together to answer those questions for you. I mean, yes, we can help relate this show to your specific situation, but also we can meet with you in person. We help nationwide. We can view over Zoom and virtually. We have become very, very good at that because of COVID, of course. And quite frankly, I get it. Instead of driving 25, 30 minutes to come meet with us, 25, 30 minutes back, it's almost an hour in a car for an hour meeting. I get why still 80% of our meetings are online. I respect that. Makes sense, especially if we're very good at communicating the value add. All I'm here to tell you is this is the time to start analyzing your situation. As things are changing, as situations are happening, reinvesting in yourself is going to be key. Corporations reinvest in themselves all the time. Those kiosks could cost $50,000 a piece. But in 1 year, that's a break even of what they're now having to pay staff, right? If they're paying somebody $20 an hour, that's like $42,000, $43,000 a year, not including benefits, not including payroll tax, which they have to cover half of anyway. It could be a $50,000 to $60,000 cost for the employer for that employee that makes $42,000 a year. I get it. The question that always has to be asked for a business owner is, I'm paying an employee $42,000. Are they making $50,000, $60,000 a year? Right? They have to be making more than what they're paying. It's not how it used to be. It used to be where a company is making $1 million per employee. Well, those days just don't seem to be here. Maybe the Apples of the world, maybe the Googles of the world. But guess what? They're paying those guys hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. That's why they're the biggest companies in the world, because they are still profitable. The Microsofts, the Googles, the Facebooks, the so on. All I'm here to tell you is reinvest in yourself. Take a look at what you can do, and don't hesitate to ask for help.
That was a fast show, folks. I want to thank you for tuning in with us this weekend. You can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can go and visit our Knowledge Center, which redirects you to YouTube. We have over 1 million views, folks. And if you want us to discuss anything on YouTube, on the show, whatever, send your inquiry to radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. And if you want this episode, any one of our previous episodes, you can go on podcast, Spotify. We have them all there. And folks, we want to thank you for your trust. We want you to feel free and feel comfortable to reach out with any questions that you have. Have a great week, and God bless.